Hey you guys, it's the M&M'S mom, and today is going to be kind of a different video for you guys. So if you haven't known, or if you're new to this channel, I am a mother of 3 now. Yes, 3. I went from 1 to 3 super fast. I do have a 17-year-old daughter, Muffy. I have a 4-year-old now son, baby Millie, and now I have a 3-month-old, finna be 4-month-old son, Max. So this video will be a little different. As you can see, we are at Children's Hospital of Wisconsin. So when Max was born, it was kind of a surprise, happy-go-lucky. But during my pregnancy with Max, it was different. It was probably close to one of the worst pregnancies, like the sickness part, is with Max. So today we are at Children's Hospital because he has a rare kind of disease. And what I mean by a rare disease is called CYSTIC fibrosis. So it could form into cancer. Yes, cancer in my newborn baby. I'm nervous and everything. Some tests came back, blood came back and said he has one-sided trait of it. So I kind of flipped out because the test was done when he was born. We just got the test back a week and a half ago. Like, what test takes 3.5 months for us to get something to know about? So I'm furious. I am so furious. I know they said something about a glitch was going on, whereas all the hospitals, computers and stuff was tapped, so they have to do everything manually by hand. Pissed me off totally. So I'm pissed. I'm wanting to speak to administrative, head nurses, head doctors in charge, because you're rushing me. And I mean, I got the call talking about we have to have emergency, this and this, bringing me in ASAP. So I'm rushing. That's him. You can get out the cupboard now. Good morning. So I'm pissed. I'm rushing. I don't know what. I'm calling folks. I'm calling doctors in the family, nurses in the family. I'm calling everybody. Like, hold on now. Something ain't right. Something going on. Somebody better tell me something, and better tell me ASAP. So, this is our hospital. This is where we at. We're at the specialty clinics. He's going to get the test drawn today and everything. And then why central scheduling, did not call us back. We had to call them back. It was a week, just last week, Thursday or Friday. I'm calling, I'm like, man, y'all been rushing me. Talk about this is a life-threatening emergency. Why ain't nobody call me back at the hospital to see a specialty doctor for it? Now I'm pissed. Now, this is one of the biggest hospitals in the world. Supposed to be one of the greatest. So don't get me started. Do not get me started at all. So I'm getting ready to take him out right now. We're kind of a little bit early for our appointment, so I'm going to brief you guys and give you guys an update. And gonna let you meet Max. Girl, and he is so... This is my baby. This is my heart right here. Sorry. This is my heart right here. Guys, this is Max. Big boy Max is what we call him. Big Max. He will be 4 months tomorrow, the 13th. Yeah, this is my baby. This is my big boy. And he is a big one. He is one of my biggest kids that I had. He's such a happy baby. Say, Mama, you didn't bring my brush to brush my hair. But yeah, so back to the story. Okay, so then she called me and like, oh, you can bring him in today at 10. Be here by 9:45. It's 8:50. We stay in a whole nother county. So I'm pissed. I'm like, okay, cool. For my baby, I'm coming as is. Look, as is. for my kids. So we here, and I want y'all to follow along with this journey. So like I was saying, I don't know if my video cut off or not. So one of the side effects is your baby sweats a lot. Another side effect is your baby does not gain weight. Another side effect is your baby spits up like this mucus stuff. Now my baby does spit up this stuff, but at first we was told like, oh, it was because of the milk he was on. Now Max has very sensitive skin. His skin broke out because of the Similac. It burnt my baby's skin. I'm gonna insert pictures, of how his skin was and how his skin is now. It takes, like, he's on medicine for his skin and everything. I'm actually gotta contact my lawyer because we will be suing Similac. Let's just turn it around. So he was born 37 weeks, 2 days.
Okay, great. And any problems right after birth besides all this stuff?
No, nothing.
Good.
Wait. But it was just the Similac milk.
Okay, what happened with that?
He broke out very bad in hives from the milk.
Okay.
He would throw up the milk continuously.
Okay.
No matter which one they switched it to, it got to the point where I had to bring him into children's here because his skin broke out so bad, and they advised me to give him no Similac products at all.
Okay.
So we switched to Nutramigen Lipopil, and that's been fine. It's been hard trying to get his skin color back.
Okay.
Since the breakout, but he's still only 3 months. So.
Sure, yeah. And how has he been doing on the Nutramigen, on the new formula?
He drinks it very well.
Good. Does he still have a lot of spit up or M&M'S or anything like that?
It's more not the milk.
Okay. What do you mean?
It's like a little mucus stuff.
Okay. And how often does that happen?
After every feeding.
Okay. And what is his poop like?
Normal.
Good.
It just got to being like, because he was on breast milk for months. So at first he used to have a poop like every wet diaper because of the breast milk.
Yeah.
But now it's more like the poop is getting color to it versus it was yellow with the breast milk. Now it's like more of green, brown or whatever, but nothing.
Good, and that's totally expected with the Nutramigen, so I'm glad you noticed that. That's totally expected. That's great. And any poop that's like really, really loose or really, really greasy, obviously everybody's got weird poop, but anything that seemed exceptionally foul or really greasy?
No.
Good.
I've even been looking ever since this last 2 weeks when I got this emergency call, and I haven't seen anything.
Good. And any other medical problems or issues that he's had since birth?
No.
Good.
He talks.
I can hear it.
At
That's
an early
great.
age.
That's awesome.
Yes.
And how do you say his name? Just make sure I'm saying
Amelia.
it. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And any colds or infections or things like that he's had?
No.
Good.
I told
Yes,
him
I
no.
know, but I can hear it. That's really good.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yes.
Any antibiotics he's needed for himself? Good. Any coughing or regular breathing concerns?
No. But I did notice when he was first born and I took him to his newborn appointment, his around his lips will be purple.
Okay.
His hands will be purple. His feet will be purple.
Okay.
I told the pediatrician, but she told me that some newborns are just Some newborns are just born like that, and eventually,
Oh, there you go.
job.
Good job, buddy. That's fantastic.
See here, this. She told me that was normal for newborns.
Yeah.
And if it got worse or it persisted, then to take him to children's.
And has that gone away, or is it still
The
there?
lip's gone away, but the
Okay.
heels on his, see, you can see,
Gotcha. Okay.
this is still the same.
Okay. And any time when it seems like he's overall turned blue or stopped breathing, or just those little things?
Nope, just those little things.
Excuse me. Good. And how many days was he in the hospital for?
We were in the hospital for 5 days.
And was he vaginal or C-section?
Vaginal.
And for the 5 days, was he having the issues with the pooping in the hospital, or what was going on? He was in there for a little longer.
Because they told me that it was a breach with the computer system,
Okay, gotcha.
and that until his test results came back, we could not leave.
Okay, gotcha. Do you remember how much he weighed at birth?
Yes, 7 pounds, 3.1 ounces.
Yes and no. And do you remember how much he weighed when he went home? Square feet up.
Yes, when he went home, it was 7.1.
Yes, he is a big chopper. You were absolutely right. And how long was he at birth? If you remember?
17 and a half inches.
Do you happen to know his head circumference at birth? Okay, if you don't. That's the hardest one.
I don't remember that.
One, so
I don't remember that. I'm sorry.
No, that's perfectly fine. I won't check that then today too. And any family history of any major medical problems?
Diabetes?
Okay.
I do have it. My mom has it. My granny has it. My mom has congested heart failure.
Okay.
But my mom also is a smoker. Been smoking since she was a teen.
Okay.
Um,
Do you guys smoke it up?
no, I never smoked a day in my life.
Fantastic.
I'm trying to think. My grandmother had colon cancer.
Okay.
Cystic fibrosis.
Okay.
You need both genes and or the elevated sweat. So okay.
Yes.
Now we might, if the sweat test is elevated, then we try to get other genes, and the newborn screening lab can do that for us, and the CF Foundation can also help with that. So there are a bunch of other steps if things are positive. So know that even if the sweat test is elevated, doesn't mean we're gonna start a whole bunch of stuff right away. It kind of depends on what the next steps show. Okay?
Absolutely.
But do know that either way, with this gene, we do have some very, very good medications. So when you do go home and look up cystic fibrosis, if you do, know that a lot of the long-term things may or may not apply, because we do have much better medications.
And what's the youngest that you've seen a fatality in this?
Well, that's a good question. So that's, let me show you a graph actually.
Okay.
Partly because, well, so from my standpoint, we very rarely have deaths in the pediatric world, and
Okay.
and the last person that wasn't an adult that wasn't a young adult was about 10 years ago, and she was about 12 or 13. So it's very uncommon for kids to die of cystic fibrosis.
Okay.
And the best site, by the way, to look up cystic fibrosis is the CF Foundation website.
Mhm.
And I'm going to show you. And one of the great things is probably why I mentioned the CF Foundation a few times, is that the CF Foundation is partly why we have all these fantastic treatments for cystic fibrosis, and why we know so much about cystic fibrosis, because we have this great support and research from the CF Foundation. So pretty much everybody at CF gets put into a big national registry.
Mhm.
Really, you're going to block the registry for me? And with that, we can see what outcomes are. I was going to pull up a graph for you, but apparently I won't put it up. 15 years ago, when I started, the average life expectancy for people was in the mid-30s.
Okay.
Right now, it's actually in the mid-60s, and it's going to keep going up. And we don't know if there's going to be a wall.
Okay.
Because of how much better the treatments are. So again, even if worst case tomorrow we do end up thinking he has cystic fibrosis, it's not like he's suddenly going to get really sick, or it's not that we expect him to die as a kid. Certainly don't expect him to cancer. But he may need some help and medication and treatments along the way to get him there.
Absolutely.
Okay? And it can still be a very difficult disease for many people, but it is a much changing disease. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And one that hopefully he is just a carrier for, and nothing that we will need to do more for after that. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Of note, just so then you know, even if he does end up being a carrier long term, I got 2 sheets for you.
Okay.
One talks about newborn screening and kind of what being a carrier means. Okay. This is one that's from the CF Foundation that talks about those genes. Again, we're assuming this side won't apply. If both you and his dad do happen to be carriers, if you had another baby, the chance of them getting both genes would be 25%. The chance of them being a carrier would be 50%, and then the chance of them getting
Oh,
nothing
so
would
it's
be
the opposite.
25%.
It goes down. It's not like
What do you mean?
the percentage rate goes down as far as like the carrier. You'll think, oh, if both of them got it, it'll be more than 25%.
Yeah, it starts over every time. So
Gotcha.
if both you parents are carriers, there's only a 25% chance that he or any subsequent kids or previous kids would have cystic fibrosis.
Okay.
And there's a good chance they would be a carrier, but there's only a small chance they would have CF, assuming you both are carriers.
Yes.
Okay. We can also do carrier testing through the state, and that's something if you guys are interested in, we could even plan to draw that sometime after the sweat test.
Okay.
And we generally do the sweat test first, especially if you already have the test in it, so we know that this single gene he inherited from you. Okay. What questions do you have for us?
No, that's all.
Awesome, good. Well, hope that makes you feel better. I will give you, these are your copies of that newborn screen just so you have it, and I'll give you these pieces and we'll put some information on your after visit summary.
Okay.
And then someone will be in to schedule the sweat test.
And this is the
You-
excuse as
oh yeah,
well.
perfect. Yeah, I can send it to you.
Thank you.
For that, we can either, the sweat test result, we can just talk about the next steps by phone, or if you prefer, we can do a video visit to talk about it.
Okay.
Which would you prefer?
A video visit is fine.
Okay, perfect.
That's
So I'll set
fine.
up a video visit. We can talk about the sweat result after the video visit. So she'll schedule it for you, and then we'll try to schedule a video visit either that afternoon or the next day, and then we can talk about the result from
Absolutely.
there. Okay.
Thank you.
No problem. If there's any other questions from anybody in the family, or if his dad has any questions, definitely feel free to give us a call. Or if you haven't yet, you can sign up for my chart, which is also a great way to send us messages. So, okay?
Absolutely.
Do know, by the way, if you do sign up for my chart, know that the sweat chloride result is automatically released directly to you. So you could see it before we do. So just keep that in mind, whether you want to look at it or you want me to talk about it. If
Okay.
you see it pop up, if you do that for my chart, just keep that in mind. So, all right?
Absolutely.
What
Thank
else
you
can I
so
do for you
much.
guys? No problem. Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you
That
as
was
well.
very
Thank
nice.
you.
Wait here.
Okay.
And then again, this poop test will take a while to get back, but we'll get it cooking just in case. So okay?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Take care. Nice to meet you. Wait
Nice
here.
to meet you as well. Yeah. Yeah. Really good. Really. You ready to go to school? You want to go to school, or you want to play hooky from school and stay home with mommy all day? Yeah. You want to stay home with mommy all day? Huh? Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. What you gotta say? What you gotta say, Max? What you gotta say? What you gotta say, son?